We chug fucking green juice around here, bitch. You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready?
Dub T motherfucking dub, ho.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And this is episode 129. Welcome on. Welcome on. I watched some Disney movies before today's episode, so I feel inspired by the princesses of Disney to present to you guys one of the best episodes you've ever listened to.
Gonna break out in song now.
I'm gonna save that for episode 130, maybe. I wish you could know. Hello and welcome yet again to another beautiful episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. Like I said, I am your host, Claudia Renee.
Hostess with the mostest.
I have my co-host on the side over here, Have 600.
Checking in once again.
You don't see him, but he's here.
Always hardly on the scene, but always on scene.
Yes. He's my audio visual. He makes sure that everything looks good and sounds good for y'all. So if it wasn't for him, listen, y'all wouldn't be hearing or seeing me as good and as fine as I look right now. So shout out to Have 600. If you are listening to us on Spotify, SoundCloud, or Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, I appreciate you. If you're watching us on YouTube, hi. You get to see the sleigh. Spotify, on all of you guys, it's okay. If you want to see this sleigh, all you have to do is just follow me on Instagram. It's Claudia Renee with 2 E's and 2 underscores. That's my Instagram. That's my personal Instagram. You can always follow us, the Ambition Hour podcast, on Instagram and Twitter, which is Ambition Hour. Exactly how it sounds. No little crazy shit going on there. It's not like a 1 instead of an I. No, it's Ambition Hour, okay? So make sure to check us out there.
Definitely.
Yay. I'm excited for today's episode.
Tell us what you're grateful for then.
Okay, I am grateful for this week. I am grateful for discipline. And I am grateful for discipline. And I like sharing the reason why I'm grateful for things. If it's for your first time listening. I normally always share what I'm grateful for. And I also like to incorporate it. It kind of incorporates into the episode low-key without us ever really knowing.
No spoilers.
Yeah. I said discipline. So this is a great exercise for you to do on your own time. And it's basically like, okay, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for this. Number one, I said I was grateful for discipline. Why am I grateful for discipline? Right? So once you start to ask your brain questions, you start to get some answers. So for myself, I'm very grateful for discipline. I came to this realization when I was foam rolling. If you're not familiar with foam rolling, it's a form of massaging, but it's not like hands. It's
an orgasmic pleasure. I mean,
no, it's like a tube almost, yeah, and it's to like massage your muscles. So your
muscle.
Yeah, your sore muscles is supposed to help with the blood flow, and it's supposed to help with the blood flow and help release the tension in the muscles. I was introduced to this like heavily when I had to go to physical therapy for my hip. So I'm familiar with this, and I know that it's something that I need to do, but there's times that I don't do it, and therefore I suffer. So with the discipline that I was able to learn through the first major injury that I had that set me back for almost a year, I was able to also acknowledge the fact, like, okay, we need to foster this, this injury and treat it well, and, ice it and massage it and do the walk. And what I've been doing is that I feel I'm not 100% comfortable running, so I'm not running, but I'm walking, or I'm walking like in an incline, and it's just been working for me. And like I said to myself, I'm like, I at least need to do 30 minutes to 45 minutes of walking on an incline, training my mind at the same time because I'm reading. And there's times where it hurts. Like, I'm sure how when you're running, like, there's a time, or like even the people that are working out, like on your own time, guys, like there are times where like a body part of yours hurts, and sometimes you just push a little bit through it, because at the end you're technically supposed to you're supposed to stretch. So so these things, get stronger. The muscle gets to release that tension that it just went through while you were doing your exercise. So the discipline that I've had to learn on the whole stretching and the whole foam rolling, man, if you've never tried foam rolling, I highly recommend it, especially if you work out consistently, and just learn how to do it for your body. Your body is going to thank you so much. So disciplined, guys. I want to know what you guys are grateful for. And you don't, yeah, you don't have to say why, but just ask yourself that question. I just feel like it's something good to do, kind of like making your bed every morning. Like that's something that's major to me. Like that's one of the things that once I do it, I just feel like my day is just going to be amazing, even though I may not feel that way. And it's like a whole mindset thing, and then just the shift, and then while you're making your bed, you're grateful that you slept in the bed. You're taking that time for yourself, and you're just taking in the moment of the discipline that it takes to make your bread, and even being grateful, because a lot of the times we're not grateful for some things, and then we lose them, and then what? So I'm really excited because today is Saturday, yay! But we're actually recording on Friday, and so it was a new music Friday. So Have dropped a song called Candidate, and I'm really excited because I always love when, of course, my little brother drops music, cause hello, and also cause part of the label, like someone from the label is dropping music, and that's just another thing to add to our roster, and I'm just so proud of that. And especially since I know what's coming. I know it's coming, so it's really exciting to see it starting to unfold more. And with the more releases, you guys are gonna start hearing more music, so that's really awesome. So Have.
Yeah, man, go check it out. Stream, appreciate it. You already know. Thank you for everything. Go
listen to my little brother music.
Yeah, man. After the Ambition Hour, go listen to some Ambition Hour music.
For real. Okay. So we have some new music. I wanted to introduce something that I've been watching, that I watched this past week, which was the City Girls. The City Girls, they have like this docuseries on YouTube, and it's pretty dope. I ended up watching a documentary that they came out with it was like a year ago, I would say, and it was basically documenting like up until JT went to jail, and it was really it was heartfelt, like everything that was happening, and like just hearing these women like explain like what some of them have gone through, and then their whole process of like falling in love with like rapping, and then how they came together, and just even seeing their growth, like how they look now, and to see like how they looked before, because I watched the documentary that was last year that they did with Quality Control. I mean, not Quality Control. That they did with
Title?
No, it's the one Mass Appeal.
Oh, Mass Appeal.
So they did one with Mass Appeal last year, and it documented like everything. It was just so dope. I just, for me, I love the City Girls because they remind me of girls I went to high school with, and just like their personality, the way that they speak, the way that that they're just
girls from Miami.
Exactly, girls from Miami. Like they just remind me like girls from Miami that I went to high school with. So I love seeing them, and I love seeing their growth. And so to have seen that first documentary, to see JT now that she's out of jail, and like just everything that they went through, and what Young Miami did, having gotten pregnant and not allowing that to stop her still performing. She's in a two person group, and she was by herself for a majority of the time that their careers just went off. And then JT's in jail, and she's making all this kind of money, and she's getting all this fame, and she's getting all these things, but she's not enjoying it. So then now you're seeing the transition of her. I'm seeing it on Instagram. I'm not even seeing it on the documentary. That's one of the things that I love, is like you see it on her social media. I see it in her social media, how it went from like when she went into the halfway house, and then she was just there for a little bit, um and her kind of like humbly coming back, and then have like, cuz she couldn't do too much, and then she had some weight on her, so she was looking good. Everybody was just like, damn, JT's free. Like, and then so it was kind of like she had to like make her way into the spotlight. And now, like, she even talks about it like on her Twitter, about how she's like, she gets shy about dancing dancing, shaking her ass in front of people that aren't her friends, like her close group of friends. So you see that and you're like, wow, like it shows the human side of them. And that's something that I think these documentaries have always been so dope. It kind of reminded me of, like, remember Diary?
Mm-hmm.
Like on MTV.
Yeah,
It kind that yeah, kind of like what they have going on. It's kind of like that. And I guess that's why I love that they are doing that with them, with the City Girls, cuz man, this is like, they're the first duo since Salt and Pepper.
Street shit. Damn.
So yeah, they're the first. They're the since Salt and Pepper, they're the first ones to like really like pop off. So it's really big, and they're from Miami. And listen, that Pussy Talk song got me. That Pussy Talk song got me, homie. Like, I know most of JT's verse. Like, it's crazy because like these songs, they say the N word a lot. At least Pussy Talk does. And wow. that's tough, man. That's I mean, it's doable, cuz like I do it. Like, I don't say the N word. Like, I don't just like, I know to like not say it when I'm singing the song, or I know what parts to not say it. And come on, man. I don't gotta explain myself. Like,
enough said.
Yeah. And so I really like it. It's with Doja Cat. It's funny because the timeline wasn't really fucking with Doja Cat a couple of weeks ago, and so for the City Girls to just go ahead and do the video with her, and the video was shot recently, so to them it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they knew that this song was gonna be good. They felt like they weren't disrespected by, like, I don't know. That's none of my business. But yeah, so put like that song is just really good. They all had really good verses. The song dropped a couple weeks ago, but it's just been a song that like it's a song that like I even play in the morning, like as soon as I wake up. And just yeah, I wanted to share something with you guys that I read from a book. Guys, I'm on my second book already.
Hey, one book down.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and this is like a physical book, because the other books is different, but the physical books, I'm reading the ones that I have. Like I said last week, I'm reading the ones that I have that I haven't finished reading. I'm on that tip right now. So I wanted to share this little expert. I shared it on my Instagram, but I wanted to share it on the podcast as well. Okay, so research has concluded that music can induce positive changes in blood pressure, body temperature, heart and respiration rates, and most importantly, the hormones produced by stress. Chilling to your favorite music can definitely have a calming, healing effect on frayed nerves. So why not stop right now and collect your preferred CDs or tapes for the car, office, or living room, wherever that musical relaxing fingers are needed to massage most. Keep them handy. So music, guys, is life.
In short.
Yeah, in short, in summation. Honestly, like I always, yeah, and honestly, like I've always known that like music was very big in my life, and so that's why these new Music Fridays are so exciting for me. Wizkid and HER dropped a song, and guys, y'all know I love me a sexy ass saxophone, and man, when I tell you, what I love is that the whole song goes hard, but then like the last like 15 seconds of it just like blow your mind. And that's music. That's like that's talent. Like a song that's going to make you listen to the very end of it. I'm not going to play the entire song right now, But I am going to play it because I'm gonna play the part that I'm talking about because y'all need to hear this.
You gotta hear these feeds.
I think it starts like right here.
Doug T, motherfucking Dub, ho.
Do you guys hear that?
Sounds good.
Wow. Wow. Like, to me, that is such a beautiful way to end a song. Like, the way that those instruments just went and, like, collided together to, like, end the song so beautifully. It just blew my mind when I heard it for the first time. Like, I was doing my stretching and, like, all this stuff, and I was just like, let me listen to some new music because I know some new music dropped. And this one caught my attention because I just let it ride, like the list of songs that just dropped. I just let it ride sometimes, and I'm thankful that I did because I got to catch that song. Another song that I listened to was Shine by Cleo Soul, and she is a favorite of mine. Her last project I listened to all the time. Like, I revisited it today, if I'm not mistaken, because I listened to her new song Shine, and I love the lyrics of the song because it's like you were meant to shine, you know, in this world. So shine, you know, be yourself. And I strive on that. We strive on that here, you know, at Worth the Wait, the Ambition Hour. Like, it's the Ambition Hour is because it's something that is just, it helps you strive to be a better you. It, you know, like, that's what this is all about. It's all about just becoming a better you, and how can we become a better us, you know, like, how can I become better, so we can all become better, you know. I feel like knowledge is power. So yeah,
That's a fact. Knowledge is power. On some nah shit.
yeah. And so yeah, so Cleo Soul, with that message, she just came through, and it was so beautiful. So I'm really grateful for that new music. Drake and DJ Khaled dropped a 2-pack. They done heard how was dropping a banger, so they was like, we gotta drop a 2-pack. I guess.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I guess.
Don't have the six come from me.
There's no secret. I'm drinking wine today. I was hiding the cup. I'm like, the first 15 minutes, because that's when parents listen. I don't need that type of problem.
Gotta protect my sponsors.
Hold on, guys. Cheers.
Tears pour you on. So what's next? What
Oh, well, the 2-pack that
the 2-pack.
DJ Khaled.
Oh yeah, what was it? Grease and
Popstar.
Popstar.
I like Popstar because it gives me that the type of Drake that I like. I like that Drake. That Drake be going. That Drake goes in for me. Because I'm a big fan of Nothing Was the Same, and that Drake had that in that. But now, of course, his sound, because he's incorporated the sound that he came up with, like, after those Nothing Was the Same projects, like what Views and all that. And then the other song reminds me of The Weeknd, so there's that.
Do you like that it reminds you of The Weeknd?
I just think I feel like I would have much rather just have heard The Weeknd on it. Like, I don't know. I didn't.
Someone called Abel?
Yeah, and it's like, no knock to Drake because he sounded really good on it, but it's almost kind of like I would have just preferred to have heard, you know, I would have just preferred to have heard The Weeknd. And I'm not even that much of a big Weeknd fan, you know, like, if we're honestly speaking, I would be more of a Drake fan if we're honestly speaking, but yeah, I would have just much rather. I even started thinking, I'm like, does DJ Khaled have a song with The Weeknd? Because I would like to hear that if this is how it's going to sound, you know, supposedly. So, yeah. And then the other song, like I said, Nothing Was the Same mixed with Views, like, kind of thing. Like, you know, like, because he starts picking up an influence of, like, you know, with like Controller and One Dance, and he starts picking up that type of vibe. So he brings that more into the songs that he's dropping now in 2020. That's why you get in what is this song, Life Is Good? Mm-hmm. You get like that vibe from him, and I also wanted to bring up Life is Good because I was watching the video with my dad because I was showing him like, oh, look at the quality of the music videos on the TV. Guys, this TV has been like the best thing this past week.
Facts. Can't tell me no different.
Yeah, you can't tell me no different. And I found out that I can put Tidal on it. I've been watching concerts. Y'all know my concert. Like, I'm itching. I am dying to go to a concert.
More like twitching.
Yes, I'm dying to go to a concert. So I watched man, I wasn't gonna talk about this. I whatever. I was watching a Nipsey concert, and I've watched this concert before, but I was watching it on my phone, so I got to experience it on the TV, and it was really dope because I lost. Let me finish what I was talking about for the music video. So I was watching Life is Good, and because y'all know how from Drake to Future is like it's two different songs. So my dad is just like, oh, is it the same song? I'm like, yeah, it's the same song. The beat just changes. And I think that that's so dope. Every time that I hear that song and that happens, I get excited because I really like the Future part. I like the Future part, even though he ends his verse the same every single time, but it's okay. Like, fuck it. It goes hard. It goes in. I'm working out. I don't even want to, like, think about, words sometimes. So, whatever. Fuck it.
The beat go in.
Yeah.
You riding the shit with the beat.
Yeah, I'm just, like, getting the sets and, like, whatever. Fuck it. And so, but yeah, so then that ended up happening. But back to the Nipsey. There's a Nipsey concert that Nipsey did with Tidal. It was the day before Victory Lap dropped. So the concert basically at a certain time that it hits, the Victory Lap had dropped on the East Coast. So this is in the West Coast. So it had dropped on the East Coast. So he was already performing the songs from that album during this performance. So it's really dope because these people, they're hearing songs from Victory Lap. They're seeing him perform them. And it's for the first time. They're hearing it. They're hearing the album technically for the first time. And they don't even know it. Like, they don't know that they're listening to him perform to a Grammy-nominated album. And, yeah, so when
they don't even know
they
it.
don't even know it. Like, they didn't even know it. And it's just so dope. Diddy came perform. Marsha Ambrosius came out and performed. His daughter came out and performed with him. And it was just really a dope, like, thing. And it was dope to see it because he performed, like, because he performed Victory Lap. And I've listened to Victory Lap quite a few times. So, yeah, so RIP to Nip. I was really happy that I rewatched that on the big screen and was able to experience that on that type of level because it deserved that. I also got to watch Kendrick he was in Made in America until 2018. So that was really cool to watch. He's a really good performer. So shout out to Kendrick. I keep hearing he's dropping music this year.
Allegedly.
We shall see. I will be really excited to hear that. Because we really haven't heard like I mean, that Black Panther soundtrack was everything. Like, that Black Panther I remember y'all, if you are a fan, listen, when that soundtrack dropped, I was talking about that soundtrack with everybody that came on this show. Everybody. No, like, it was like a mandatory thing to talk about because it was just such a dope project. Man, it's so hype. Oh, Kendrick, drop a project. Fuck.
Drop it already. We need that. We need that shit.
And okay, so I watched that. I also watched I watched Fade to Black. I've seen Fade to Black millions of times, like, duh. But I got to watch the Selena concert, her very last concert in 1995 before she died.
Oh,
now, when I tell you that I cried, I was pissed the fuck off at that bitch that killed her. I even asked my mom.
Her.
Yeah, I was just like, why did she have to kill her? Like, it's been like 20 plus years, baby girl. Like, and so that's why when people are just like, oh, like, get over like Kobe's death, and it's like, or like somebody else's death, it's just like, what do you mean? Like, I'm still mourning a death that like happened in 1995. And it's just because it's just sad, like, when you think about like how young she was and how her career was taken and how impactful her music is and her dancing and her way of just being able to deliver a song and to deliver a dance move and a energy that only she could bring, and the voice that she would bring. Something that I noticed with a lot of these singers that I look up to, is that they sing with no fear. You know what I mean? Like, they sing with no fear, so it just comes out beautifully. It comes with no fear. So when there's no fear behind the voice, it just makes it sound a lot better, because it's like, this is just for you, you know? I guess it can correlate for like myself with the podcast. Like, there's there wasn't a fear. It was more like you get nervous, right? Like, it's not, I don't get scared. I just get nervous. And that's normal, because I get nervous for a lot of shit. So it's okay. Like, I get nervous, like, for a lot of things. So we're human. And I'm sure that there's people who have beautiful voices who get nervous as well. And so yeah, so RIP to Selena as well. Love that girl. That concert was beautiful. It was in the Astrodome, so her stage was revolving. It was in a circle. And man, her outfit, that shit made me want to be Selena for Halloween. I was like, I'm about to get it tight so I can fit in that Selena outfit. Cause that shit is so nice. And yay. I don't know, I was happy to see that. Thinking of her and like watching her videos and stuff like that made me want to cut my hair again, but I'm not. I really like this length, guys. So if you follow me on Instagram, like, shoot me a DM and tell me not to cut it if you agree with me. I saw another. Okay, so like I said, I've been with the TV. I mean, guys, listen, I'm in the epicenter of coronavirus right now. And so being home and staying home is something that is very much needed at this point, because you can go outside for anything at this point and you can just possibly get this virus. So homie's been home a little bit more. I mean, we were home before. Guys, okay, really? It's the TV. I've been watching shit on the TV. So I watched this Whitney documentary. And that shit was amazing. I knew that it was like I think it came out like on theaters or something like that. And so I didn't get to go, because I'm not the biggest person. Like, I don't run to the movie theater for that many movies. And that was one of them that I was just kind of like, I'll just wait. And then I was happy that I did, because I was able to enjoy it in the comfort of my own home. And when I tell you that, like, the way that the director put footage together, and not only just put footage together, the way that they would like manipulate the song so that you would only hear Whitney's voice. And then so it would like build up. It was like so beautifully orchestrated, how like the pictures and like it would be videos. It would be like a continuous just spread of footage, right? And so they would strip away the instruments from the songs, and it would just be her voice, and it would build up into the actual song. So, and then it just, usually when it would go into the actual song with the instruments and everything in the background, like, she just would end up in another, like, it was like she was in another stratosphere. So that to me was you see that and you're like, wow, like, she was at the top of the world. Like, she was it, like, in her when she came out like, she was in commercials, she was singing everything, she was like full throttle with it, because her voice and who she was behind. I mean, she was behind Clive Davis, and like, man, people don't talk enough about him, I feel. I don't know anything about his personal life or who he supports. I just know that because of him, there are some people that have had very successful careers, and Whitney Houston is one of them. I would also like to add in Alicia Keys in there as well, because she's another artist that we have been blessed with because of him as well. So as far as like Whitney Houston, it was just so intense how everything happened so quickly for her. And so even her falling in love with what was it? Bobby Brown. You know, they asked him in the documentary about like their drug use, and he was just like, "I'm not gonna talk about that." And then the person was just like, "Oh, but wouldn't you say that like the drugs had something to do with what happened like with her downfall and like her even like her ultimately her death?" And he's like, "No, this isn't about that." I never saw him again in the documentary. That was the last time we saw him. I was dying. I was just like, "Sir, we know." And I also it was funny cuz there was an aunt that was on there, and something that sometimes our family doesn't know is the turmoil or the emotions that we experience as kids, because they only see what our parents allow them to see, because they are ultimately protecting themselves and their image, but also their parenting skills, or even just like how their kids react to certain things. And so the aunt, she was like, they the guy asked her like, "Oh, do you think that Whitney, um in her childhood, something happened in her childhood, for her to like have, had the life that she had later on?" And she's like, "No, nothing bad happened in Whitney's life and in her childhood," or something like that. And I promise you, not like 30 minutes later within the documentary, she's just like, "Well, it could go back to like when she was a child and she was being bullied." Auntie Thea, I thought you said she ain't have nothing bad in her childhood.
A little bit of 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. And so I thought that was funny, and then it made me think about my family and what they know, and what they don't know that I have experienced, because it's really something that I'm just dealing on my own. It's something that I was the one who experienced it, and you never want to have to, I guess, show that side. Like, I would rather show you that I'm healing from it. Like, "Oh yeah, I went through that when I was younger, but I'm healing from it." Because that's the whole process that we all have to go through. Um, and I think that that's one of the hardest things as humans that we have to go through. Just like how you have to heal from an injury, from a sickness, from a wound, from anything. Like, you have to heal from certain things, and we don't all have the magical hair that Rapunzel has that can heal things. So we have to actually put in the work, you know so make sure that you take that within yourself. So it was really sad to just see that and hear certain things about Whitney, and even down to like her sexuality and her maybe not possibly being able to express that fully. Also, like, having being molested by an aunt of hers, or it was a family member, but I know it was a female. So her having been molested at a young age and having to have gone through that, and possibly not being able to speak about it with anybody because who was going to believe her, or she was afraid of what would have happened, and just like all of these things just building up to like lead to her ultimate death, and just how much you tried to numb things out. And it's to me, I feel like she's found peace within that, but at the same time, it's like, I just wish, and this is me being a selfish fan and maybe just being more pro into, she I wish she would have just had the opportunity to find to find peace, and to find the healing, and to even just share like her pains, because sometimes just sharing the pain. And that's one of the I've shared so many times on here on how, like, what did this woman go through for her to sing the way that she sings? Like, there is something deep in her soul that when she sings a song like
you gotta play one, yeah.
y'all gonna make me
So
pull it up.
is there speculation or possibility that Whitney was gay, or
She did have a gay best friend, like a gay, like it was that even like the best, like she was like a best friend, and people would like speculate that they were together and stuff like that. So yeah. And the family was a little bit adamant about her when they brought her up. But there was footage of Bobby like really not liking her. So at the end, the friend, she ended up giving Whitney an ultimatum, like it's either me or Bobby. And she told her,
Whoa.
thank you for turning in your letter of resignation. So so that was something that was pretty big. As far as if they were ever a thing, it's weird because I've seen like it was like a show that they did of Bobby Brown that I watched that kind of like went a little bit into that and how that kind of happened. I've seen so many different things of like Whitney Houston or Bobby Brown and things like I love those type of things. So so I'm all into them. And so yeah, so it's been said, but to have seen it in the documentary, she wasn't in the documentary, so that that tells you something. And so it was cool to see like her brothers in there. Her brothers were a part of the documentary, and getting to see like the older brother was kind of like, if she were to do drugs, like I would want to be the one to kind of like introduce her into it and kind of like do it with her. And that was something that they would always do like on tour and stuff, is like they would smoke, they would do other drugs and things like that. And because he even said it, he was just like, we were Whitney's brothers, we can literally get whatever we wanted. Like whatever we wanted, we could get it. Because one of them, and then what she did was that she put everybody like on the payroll. Everybody ended up having to do something, a part of it, like because she felt like she had to take care of everybody. And that was something else that like it just starts piling on. It starts piling on. You feel like since you have so much weight on your shoulders, you feel like if you add others' weight to your shoulders, it'll help your weight off of your shoulders. But it's not like that. You're just avoiding what's on your shoulders. You're just numb to it. And you can't just do that. You can't just numb it away. You have to face forward.
You can't foam roll that out.
You can't foam roll it out, man. It ain't like that. But yeah, so R.I.P. to Whitney Houston. I love me some Whitney Houston. So it was really nice to see that documentary and enjoy it, and just
Where you saw that one at?
I saw it on Hulu. Yeah, I saw that on Hulu. I did watch Tangled, like how you guys. I mean,
what we said earlier.
Yeah, like I said earlier.
What about Selena? That was on
Tidal.
And then the Nipsey was on Tidal too. Yeah,
and so was the Kendrick, and then Fade to Black. And then I saw some music videos. I got to watch the music video for "Do It" by Chloe and Halle. That video is hard.
You really like that project too.
I love that project. I listen to it a lot. I listen to it almost every day. Yeah, no, the videos that they have for their songs are really good. I love how Chloe is like, cause she's a little bit more aggressive when it comes to her dance moves. Chloe's my gal.
What about the Thugga and
Chris Brown? The Chris Brown and a Young Thug video came out for Go Crazy. It was really cool cause there's dancing in it. I don't know when they shot this video, but I hope it was before. I don't know, because the project dropped me around Chris's birthday, and I'm doing the math, and there's a lot of motherfuckers in that bitch. I don't know.
Not practicing social distancing at all?
There was no social distancing at all. It looked lit. I would be... Listen.
Where the party at?
Yeah, listen. I'm dying to go outside, but not that much, but... it was a really good video. Justin Combs and King Combs. What is his real name?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
What is his real name?
I don't know. My phone's dead. I can't look it up.
He's not Justin. He's not Quincy.
Nah, Claudia. Look in your phone.
I should just look at my phone. But yeah, they were a part of the video, and they were doing their thing because they be dancing. So that was really cool to see. It was nice because how they ended the video, because they're both. His name is Sean. Oh no, it's not. Hold on.
They make it pretty hard with the King Kong shit.
Okay. So it was really nice to watch because at the end, what ends up happening is that because in the video they're like after a girl, right? And at the end of the video, what ends up happening is that they end up finding the two girls that they had both been chasing, but like one's an angel and one's like a devil, and then like a whole realm opens up and they're kind of like telling them to come into the realm. And Young Thug and Chris Brown, they both look at each other and just are like, fuck it. And then they go into the realm with her. Not like they each go with one of the girls.
With their girl.
Yeah, with their girl. There you go. His name is Christian Combs.
Christian Combs.
So they were
featured on Pop Smoke. Featured on Tiana Taylor.
For real, he has that song with Tiana Taylor that I really like.
The boy can rap.
He sounds just like his father. It's insane, but it's really cool because on the song that he's with the Tiana Taylor, it's like kind of Diddy, but not really.
Bad boy flip.
Bad boy. Yeah, it was a bad. Yeah, he ain't have no problem. They have no problem with that clearance song. Yeah, T. Let me just go upstairs real quick and
let's text him real quick.
For real, I didn't even know how to text him. I'm kind of avoiding having to talk about this one topic.
This next one?
Yeah.
It's time to lay it on him, though, bro. It's time to go in.
So, this past weekend, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, and Kylie Jenner, and others, I'm sure, partied together. And some events happened after. I only point out the Kylie part because that was something that was kind of big and is also something that people are saying happened. They're saying that Kylie is responsible for some of the events that happened after the party that was at her house. I'm not 100% sure on that, so this all might be fake news. And so what I do know is that
allegedly.
Yeah, what I do know is that Tory was arrested. Yes, Mr. Guidelines himself was arrested. And I was upset at first.
Because quarantine radio.
Yeah, because quarantine radio, of course. And then I think about Meg, and I'm like, what the hell happened with Meg? Like, is she okay? Why didn't she, like, what is going on? Because everything was just coming out in pieces. Like, it was parts that were coming out in the news because we didn't get the full story right away. And I am a very big Meg fan. I have watched, like, her documentaries and things like that. I enjoy her music as well. And Tory, I have recently fallen in love with him as a person, as a entertainer, and as a musician as well. So it was just very, conflicting. It's like, what's going on here? What is the real story? And then you end up finding out that Meg was shot at, and that she had to get surgery, and she had to have bullets removed, and now she has to recover from this. And what the fuck is going on? Like, what happened? Like, what the fuck happened? So, as of today, the news has broken that Tory was the one who, in fact, shot her in the foot. Something that I saw on the internet, which I don't know if Twitter always comes up with stories, but something that I did see was that Tory, like, was the one who shot her in the foot, so she wouldn't get out of the car. And then her best friend was there, and
allegedly, some people say that's Kylie.
That's not Kylie. No, that's her best friend. That's definitely her best friend. Her best friend is Kelsey, and there's footage of them being pulled over and then having, like, taking direction from a police officer, like from over a loudspeaker. You see Tory on the floor, what appears to be Tory, and then you see a police officer telling what appears to be Meg to, like, back up, and basically had her, like, moving around crazy. And what was insane was that there was blood coming from her feet, like, 'cause that's where she was wounded. And so he's making her do all of these fucking movements, and you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, does he not see that she's hurt, that she can't really move, that she shouldn't be moving, especially barefoot, and then she was in a swimsuit, and then you see her, and then they have her best friend get out of the car and have to do the whole process as well. So then it's like a very scary situation because you don't know what happened. Like, and then it almost, since everything that has been happening recently, especially with like the police and how, you know, they've been, you know, the police brutality, you almost are scared to see something like that happen too. Like, and you know that didn't happen because I would have already made the news, but some actually you don't, because there have been times where there is footage of people getting pulled over or get like there's certain things that they don't come out until months later. Like with Breonna Taylor, like this didn't get popular to almost 3 months after her death. So it was just it was kind of intense, you know. And then to see everybody react, and especially with everything that's scary that's been happening, and you know, with the rise of with Meg's career, and then we were seeing a similar rise with Tory's career. And then people are, you know, saying on the internet that it's somehow, some way, that Kylie is to blame. And it's kind of like how
when they gonna talk about Jordan Woods and she set this all up?
I mean, for me, like I feel like when you're in a wealthy neighborhood, and when you're in a neighborhood like that, someone hears gunshots, what do you think is gonna happen? You don't think someone's gonna call the police? There's gunshots don't go off like that here. You know, like unless something dangerous is happening, and I get it. So I just send my prayers to Meg with Tory. If that situation did happen, I honestly I don't fully know how I would
need a red table talk.
That shit's funny.
Or you could bring him to the black table.
For real.
We got the black table.
Tori, tell me.
What happened?
What happened?
We got to get you Indian style.
For real.
Did you ever talk about that?
About what?
About Will and Jada, or at least them talking together?
Yeah. Actually, I don't really know, because I didn't fully see the entire interview. I just what I would see on the internet, and kind of like what I heard from the JBP. For me, honestly, it's Will and Jada. Like Will and Jada have been showing us for years that they are going to live the way they want, have a marriage the way they want, raise their kids the way they want. You know, they're going to do what they want, and they're going to be happy. So to be hearing something like this, to hear that there's an entanglement, like
DK entanglement.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, be happy. You know, who am I to judge? I can't even get the E. I can't even get the E. So listen, if you can get the whole word, queen, by all means. And it's funny because Will looks hurt. Will looks like what 2020 looks for all of us. And I just want people to know that it could just be because that homeboy is tired, but he's possibly already just like possibly, in my head, I feel like this is something that they've already talked about. What we saw was something that was rehearsed. What we saw was, you know.
Does that upset you in some way? Like, this is fake? This is fake, genuine?
I think it wasn't fake, genuine. It was genuine, but it was genuinely what they wanted us to see. Like,
that's right. That's your host right there.
Yeah, like they're only going to give you what they want to give you. You know, you want answers? Here are some answers. We're not going to give you the answers to, you know, so some of your questions, but, you know, there's going to be some answers here, and there's going to be moments, and, you know, you guys are going to tune in, and, you know, it's Will and Jada. Like, do you guys get my point? You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, it was a great moment in the internet, too. A lot of great memes.
Any last things on the Tory Meg situation?
Just my prayers, to Meg. To Tory, I want to say I'm not surprised, but then that sounds really insensitive. I can see how
Stallion could get you out of your pocket.
or how just your character can change.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I can see how Tori can go
Because there's
from
speculation.
yeah,
Because
because of speculation.
is that he lost some control.
Yeah, because either he lost some control. You know, there's sometimes when, you know, I've seen grown men act completely out of character because a woman doesn't want to fill in the blank. Like I've seen it firsthand. So, you know, anything can happen. And of course, you think about there's certain evidence that points to she was shot at for what, you know. We'll find out. You know, I'm sure
More will be revealed.
more will be revealed. I'm at the edge of my seat. I do. I honestly, man, if there's a lesson in here, it's stay your ass home.
Well, she said she's gonna reevaluate her circles and stuff like that.
Well,
right?
I mean, yes, I agree.
Especially after getting shot, you should feel like
you
that.
should always. I mean, yes, when you get shot, yeah, I agree. You know, she should definitely reevaluate her circle of friends. I believe that something right now that is very important is like the whole staying home. Like she would have been staying home and not having to, like, you know, chase, because that's something that I do see that a lot of people are doing. Like there's people out here hosting in clubs. I know life is we're all in a rush to get it back to normal, but don't let this you rushing it to get it back to normal for it to set all of us back. Like we've already gone through so much as a country. Like all of us individually have gone through something, I'm sure, different. Whether it was a change in schedule, whether it was a change in income, whether it was a change in flow, whether it was a change in energy, whether it was a change. We're all experiencing it together. So when I see people doing like these really big parties, these really just not staying home. I go to Target and I have anxiety. Like I'm like, fuck. I go get my nails done and that's all I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm living with fear because I'm not ultimately afraid, but I know what it can do firsthand. I know what it can do. And it's not pretty. It's not cool. It ain't sweet, you know? So, you know, anything that I can do to prevent it, even if it means like not going to the beach, even though the weather is beautiful, but it's just like you just don't know because people are catching it. There's people catching it who home, who don't go nowhere. I see it on Twitter. I read the threads. So yeah, man, that I feel like it was just something that that Tori also needed to do as well. Just sometimes, man, you just gotta stay home. Stop being in a rush. Try and just go somewhere. Like it's going to be there. Outside is going to be there. I promise you guys. Outside one day, maybe not be all the way normal. Something that has been hurting me is that I'm thinking about when I go back outside, how I can't just dance with a couple strangers like how I used to, because it's like, ooh, 6 feet, you cute, but
yo pero sola.
Oh, you right, Hav, yo pero sola. Be like, hold up. You know what's funny is that I was gonna say I know I look happy, but deep down inside I can't wait to hear cuando ella llega a la pista, what is it that he says? La pista se enciende cuando ella llega. That part goes hard. I like deep down inside I can't wait to hear that when like I go outside, cuz that's how I feel. If y'all didn't know, I did a video of this at Disney. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. It was the last time in Disney. It's funny because people are trashing fucking Disney right now, guys, because they just opened. Now you guys know I love Disney, but I can't go anyway because my annual pass is blocked right now. So don't need to give an answer right away. But I do have my reservations about going, so I don't think I'd be going for the rest of the year just because So this is the part right here. De hobby.
Dub T, motherfucking dub, ho.
Yeah, so deep down inside, I can't wait to hear that part when I'm walking into the club.
Give me another cup of hand.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, so we just have to be patient, guys. It's something that this is teaching us is to be patient, and to just take advantage of the time that you do have, the extra time that you do have, the extra money that you have. You know, invest, save, use this app called Digit. I love this app. I've been saving a lot of money during this quarantine because of that app. Listen, man, this life that we have to be able to just learn and grow, and pick up new habits, and prepare ourselves for the future, like they say. So as an adult, there are some conversations that you end up having with your adult parents. And today I ended up telling my mom, like, wow, at my age, you already had me. I was already a year old when my mom was my age, so 31 years old. And I think about like kids right now, and I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, how are you a mother at this age? Like, right now, what I see as my baby, and I know how I can attest to this, like, my baby right now is the podcast. My baby is the label. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm investing in. That's what I sacrifice certain luxuries for, is to invest, to make this better, to market it, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't got a baby mama, but I got a business. Facts. And I feel like that is just going to prepare me in the future for when the time does come that the Lord says, here you go.
Your time is up. I mean, well, you get married.
I hope my time isn't up. Shoot, I'm trying to be fine as fuck when I get a baby.
Well, your time is up when you get a baby. No, I'm kidding.
How much more time do we have?
We good.
We good. Like, we can wrap up. Oh, for real? Oh, okay, cool. Dang, that was fun. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I forgot.
What about that other song you played me? The one that we had to get it on YouTube. Because I think it was only on Tidal.
Oh, it was Shine.
Oh,
yeah, it was a song by Cleo. So let me see if there's...
Let's play a little bit of that before you wrap up, or...
Okay, we can do that.
Type stuff. Anything else you want to touch on? Anything you forgot? Pop Smoke, R.I.P.
Oh, yes, and also R.I.P. to Naya Rivera. It's really sad what happened with her, as far as... because you just don't know exactly what happened. I have a speculation that tells me that she was helping her son onto the boat, and she probably wanted to keep swimming a little bit longer, and it took her away, or I don't know. There's just so many things. There's so many unanswered questions when it comes to that, and I guess sometimes it's just better to not question it, but to just thank God for allowing us to have her for the time that we did. So rest in peace to Naya Rivera. I also want to say, yes, blessing to the family, the son. I can just imagine, like, I grew up with a dad who saw something like that go down at a young age. And I can just imagine at a younger age how it can affect you, especially seeing that and then having to go through that. So my arms are wrapped around, him and his energy and his peace, blessings, and all that. And also to Breonna Taylor, I'm sorry that it's taken so long for these police officers to be arrested, or like justice for your murder. It's crazy because Nick Cannon lost his job with Viacom, but the murderers of Breonna Taylor, are still free, and that is crazy. Nick Cannon just spoke his truth, spoke facts, and he lost his job. But there's murderers who are still working and vacationing in Florida.
And what's what, $1 million business or plus with Wildin' Out and that brand?
I mean, Nick Cannon got money. He's making a lot of money on his show, so I'm sure that he's gonna be able to take it somewhere else.
Right. Well, he said that he got swindled out of the ownership of his show, of that show.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's gonna be more, just like alongside with the Megan Tory situation, because yeah, everything happened. He apologized. Things like that happen, etc., etc. I also wanted to say prayers to Tamara Braxton. She was submitted into the hospital the other day, yesterday, for an attempted suicide. So she's gonna be on suicide watch for a couple of days. Listen, I know it's hard, and just like know that we need you here, all of you. So I guess with that, we'll end the episode. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm maybe like. Listen to this.
Juice WRLD R.I.P. He had a big week.
Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Elijah. All right, y'all. Thank you for another successful episode.
Thank you.
It has been so real, you guys. For the 129th time in a motherfucking row, it's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves. And we are out of here.
Dub, motherfucking dub, ho.